woman's smile is like the Mayflower, sailing on April rain. A woman's love is like a lifetime, keeps on going even after it's gone. And all I know of time and distance, I learned the day she says so long. Uncharted ocean, to be sure. I laid down beside her and sank, drowning on the heaven's floor. A woman's heart is overwhelming, it's like a painting of it all. Everything, everything that was or ever will be, needs no explanation. All she needs is love that's true. And sometimes she finds a way least expected, man, deep down inside of you. Oh man, you better duck and cover. Man, you better drop and roll. Too much time and distance. There's just too much you don't know. I'm telling you, I opened the door, I opened the window. She came through the wall. It was the winter of her spring. And I opened the door, I opened the window, she came through the wall. It was the winter of her spring. It was the summer of my fall. I wake up so early in the morning. You might not like talking to me. I need coffee just to be able to make coffee. I wake up like a cat up in a tree. Some folks rise and start shining. They're all ready to seize the day, as long as they keep their distance. everything just might be okay. I wake up so early in the morning. Surly in the Morning Afternoon News is filmed before a live webcast audience with your anchor, Nathan Moore. Good morning, good afternoon. Boy, woohoo! Thick with it this morning. I'll tell you that much. How's it going out there? I have not peeked. I have no idea what's going on. And yes, indeed, that was surprising, Mr. Davis. From the unreleased album, The Secret Sauce. Good day. It is April 17th, 2023, in the year of our Lord. And we search now the World Wide Web to find out what happened while sleeping. Going first to the Drudge Report. Drum roll, please. Oh, it's the week. We're gonna have to become Court TV here. Do some live coverage of the trial. Is it gonna be broadcast? I don't know these things. Frank Ocean Coachella worst concert of all time. Is Coachella happening? What did I miss? Highly anticipated comeback ends in boos and jeers. Goodness, what happened? I'm not sure I even know who Frank Ocean is. I'm that old. I immediately think of casinos and heists. Per Setlist FM, Frank Ocean performed at Finland's Flow Festival in August 2017 until this weekend. That was the most recent live show. But now, nearly 6 years later, Ocean returned to the stage yesterday to headline Coachella, and it did not go well. Even before Ocean took the stage, things weren't looking good. Gosh, that sounds rough. It was revealed that his performance would not be live streamed online, unlike the majority of other Coachella sets this year. I completely missed Coachella was even happening. I am getting old. Then Ocean only started performing an hour after his set was supposed to begin, meaning he only ended up starting the show. You know, we have a show this Thursday night, and I'm already planning on pulling this move. We're rehearsing tonight. They were just texting me, how long are we supposed to play? I'm like, well, it says 6 to 8, but we'll push the start. do a healthy one. So, yeah, I understand. Frank maybe he's getting a little old himself. Given that, as the Coachella website notes, there was a midnight curfew on Sunday, Ocean's set ended up having to be cut short. The set features 14 actual performances and a lot of other pre-recorded songs, mostly remixes played over the speakers. Ain't no way Frank Ocean showed up an hour late just for him to say he had a curfew. All right, well, I don't know what to say about any of
Guys
this.
are being told it's curfew, so that's the end of the show. Thank you so much.
Well, there you have it, folks. Fox, Truth or Consequences. Trial begins. See, I lived too long in New Mexico to even be able to read that headline right. I immediately go, what does Fox have to do with New Mexico? Why would the trial be in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico? It's so random. Trial begins. Network apologizes to judge. Settlement rumors swirl. Good news is nothing crazy happened while I was sleeping, because I did peek. I did look at the headlines last night before bed, and it was this. So that's always a good sign that nothing really crazy happened while sleeping. Netflix slammed for massive glitch during failed first attempt to live stream. Starting to wonder now whether or not it was intentional, seeing as there's been way more talk about it because of that than there was before that. There's way more talk about how it went late, started late, than there is was talk leading up to it. Man sues after his photo used in true crime documentary. Oh, I accidentally clicked on that. Man sues Netflix for using his photo in true crime documentary. All right, I accidentally clicked on it, but maybe we should, while we're here, man sues Netflix in Dallas County for using his photo in this true crime documentary. So we're using it here to tell this story. Yep, that's the guy. Might not want to trust him if you run into him in the street. It's the Dallas Morning News. Something cool about that. Let's see here. I'm trying to get back to it. America braces for historic Dominion versus Fox. So that starts tomorrow. I wonder, will it be aired live? Not really sure. 60s Magazine election hit job is warning. What the hell is that? Fox could likely survive 9-figure loss, media analysts say. Well, sure. DeSantis suggests building state prison on Disney. The trolling continues. America, a nation of trolls, divided. One nation under trolls. Divided. Deep fake forever and ever. Amen. Quietly staffs up for presidential campaign. I'd say sneaking around in the shadows. Psst, hey, you want to be on my team? Hey, you want to be on my team? Super PAC hits Don. I'm doing the cartoon in a new way, by the way. It's a never-evolving thing. One of the main reasons I'm doing this is just to give myself geeky tasks to work on in the middle of the night. Like last night, I spent the whole night putting this phone in my hand. Hold on. Yep, this phone. So when we get the hotline connected, I'll have my phone ready. Look closely, though. One thing I love is look at the cable, how it dangles. Look at those physics. You see that? You see it dangling? Here, I'll shake it. Look at that. Yes, it warps a little bit. I decide that's charming and move on. But I don't see the cartoon now. It's off to my left, so I can't tell if my mouth is actually moving. I also can do a sadder face for more somber topics. There we go. Not too pleased with what I'm reading there, right? And we're back. Here we go. Buck up. Super PAC hits Don in first ad. What happened to him? DA's secret weapon may be lawyer who's dogged Trump for years. DeSantis and the Don. Is DeSantis already sort of slipping? Feels like it. I don't know. It's as he's just back there praying that Don really gets taken out by the courts. If he's being honest. Stop the Steal organizer apologizes for being accused of asking teen boys for lewd pics. Oh, sorry about that. Oops. Yeah. That's not cool, right? How Jim Jordan wrestled his way to power. Who is this Jim Jordan guy? Can somebody tell me? His name keeps popping up, and I keep refusing to deep dive. I keep refusing to learn more. Not on purpose, just naturally. Still don't know who that dude is. I'm starting to get around a rough picture, a rough sketch in my head. 10 key questions for this week's historic UFO hearing. What's the historic UFO? Oh, every 20 years they get together. A bipartisan group of lawmakers is doubling down on solving the decades-old UFO mystery. Lawmakers. Great. Our lawmakers are on the case. Don't worry. They'll figure it out. On Wednesday, the Senate Armed Services Subcommittee on Emerging Threats and Capabilities will hold the second hearing on the phenomenon in over 50 years. Maybe we should tune in for that. Doing some live streams of some of these things. I could hold that down. I'll set my alarm if we have to. Congressional interest in UFOs, also known as unidentified anomalous phenomena. What? Unidentified anomalous phenomena. What does anomalous mean? Hold on. Hey, Percy. Define anomalous. So I feel like it's the same word twice. Deviating from the normal, marked by incongruity or contradiction, aberrant or abnormal. I think we're all a little anomalous, I would hope. Unidentified anomalous phenomena. That seems redundant. But I really thought it meant unidentified aerial phenomena. An unidentified anomalous phenomena could be a ghost. I think they're wrong about this. Come on, The Hill. Congressional interest in UFOs surged following the 2017 publication of eyebrow-raising videos recorded by Navy fighter jets that were completely debunked on YouTube and surly in the morning afternoon news. Briefings by naval aviators who witnessed the mysterious objects maneuvering in extraordinary ways subsequently paved the way for groundbreaking UAP-related legislation. Well, I'm sticking to my guns that that's wrong, that it's unidentified aerial, but I don't know. It can mean whatever you want. It's 2023. It can mean whatever you want. The truth is out there, but we're not. Ten key questions for this. Oh, that's the one we just did. Harlan Crow, there's nothing wrong with my friendship with Clarence Thomas. By golly. Yeah, don't be afraid of your bros. Chaos versus protesters crash. Republican hearing for New York crime victims. Chaos, I said chaos versus protesters. Same. Chaos as protesters crash Republican hearing. 43 druggings, 7 deaths. Clubgoers face wave of violent robberies. Man, it is, I'll tell you what. PETA defends rats in city. They're people too. What do Americans want in European vacation? To not have to go, to not do it. I'm not speaking for all Americans here, but that's what I want from mine. And fewer Americans when they get there. God, I came over here for vacation to get away from America, and there's Americans all over the place. All right, second column. Black teen shot after ringing wrong. Oh, that's a heartbreaking story. Rang the wrong doorbell while picking up siblings, police say. Went to the wrong house. Whoever it was shot through the door, hit the kid, who looks like a very sweet soul, and then shot him again when he was on the ground. I hope. The only reason I would want to click on that is to see if he's doing okay. But I'm not gonna. Tax day cash will indicate just how close U.S. is to default. Could America face same retirement riots plaguing France? Not the same. Maybe similar. Aren't we already at the same age they're raising theirs to, though? So, free market no more. Rules of game change after banking crisis. This headline intrigues me. Dead birds turned into drones. Am I sick for clicking on that? Oh, my God. I'd say.
Holy moly! What is even going on here? Scientists in New Mexico, Truth or Consequences, are working to turn taxidermic birds into drones to study flight patterns. Aw, they're geeking out. I like it. For now, the bird drone prototype can fly for a maximum of 20 minutes, scientists told Reuters, before the battery dies. The research has no relation to Gen Z conspiracy that birds aren't real. Right, it's the whole birds aren't real thing. Y'all have heard about that, right? It's right up there with the flat earthers. Birds aren't real. I can imagine somebody that believes that finding one of these. Oh my God, it would blow their mind. They'd be done. That'd be it. End of story. No getting that friend back. Yeah, oh well, Peter, I thought we'd almost talked him out of it. But then the other day he finds this daggone drone bird. It was like a dead bird. He's done. Stick a fork in him. Rest in peace, Pete. We should have funerals for friends we lose down rabbit holes. I know I've been lost down a rabbit hole or two in my day. Then he rose again, like the Lord. Boom! Hurts becomes NFL's highest paid player ever. Bam! Boom! Congratulations. Deep fake porn growing problem amid AI race. Is that really a problem? I mean, I understand the issue is that they're making deep fakes to resemble real people, and that is disgusting. But on the other hand, it seems like an industry that could improve things to a certain extent. Real people won't have to do it anymore. Well, what will they do? Chicago teen rampage organized on social media. Did y'all see this? Kaleidoscope District, good to see you. Oh, this is the first afternoon news I managed to catch, and now I never want to miss another one. Thank you for doing absolutely. It's a public service, the way I see it. We're just blazing through these headlines over my first cup of coffee. I come with no agenda, just to share the news with reading the headlines with friends. I feel like is good for me. Did y'all see this though? Last night, or Saturday night. Apparently, it's this new trend. Basically, you get on social media and you tell everybody meet at some address or somewhere downtown, and let's just F shit. Oh, whoops. I tried to bleep myself and ended up saying the S word. Gosh, I'm so sorry, overlords. It'll never happen again. I'm like, I said F, and then now I just want to say it again because it cracks me up. FS up. Just meet downtown and create chaos. Everybody, let's meet downtown tonight and destroy the place. Let's meet downtown and set some cars on fire. Let's meet downtown and shoot a couple of guns. Let's meet downtown and start some fights. Let's meet downtown and bring your chaos. It's a frightening trend. There's got to be a way. I mean, if I thought standing on my porch yelling at kids these days would help, I'd do it. Sorry, I'm just picturing myself actually taking myself seriously, yelling off the porch at kids these days. But that is, I mean, God, I feel like telling them all to stop that. Don't do that again. I don't want to see any more of that. That's enough of that, okay? Let's just stop that right now. Huge brawl breaks out at Sox game. Large mob ransacks gas station in Compton. Deputies outnumbered. I don't know. You guys might want to look at some video footage of that. It's crazy. It's a terrible trend. Probably started on TikTok. Who knows? Why San Fran in grip of apocalyptic death loop? God dang, there's a headline for you. Why San Fran in grip of apocalyptic death loop. A death loop, a boom in working from home has trashed the local economy, while drugs and homelessness spiral. Thanks to soft touch policing, will Britain pay heed to this disturbing warning? Now, as much as this sounds like some kind of hyperbole and like, oh, these fear mongers are just trying to get people riled up, I've heard some pretty crazy reports coming out of some of these cities. San Francisco is an example of it. I mean, of getting off the bus downtown and winding up in a very frightening situation surrounded by a bit of a dystopian vibe, with a lot of homelessness, a lot of addicts, a lot of crime. I don't know. I haven't left the house in years, so I can't confirm this. But this might not just be fear mongering. There might be some really troubling trends out there that we're going to have to talk about and we're going to have to address. So don't look away necessarily. Gallum was almost elected Florida governor. Now he's on trial in federal court. No idea who that is. Mexican cartels turning once peaceful Ecuador into narco war zone. Isn't that old news? Oh, Ecuador. Sorry, I don't actually know the history there, but I am watching Narcos on Netflix, so I'm sort of an expert on some things about that, just so you know. Couple decapitate themselves with homemade guillotine in ritualistic sacrifice. Sorry, I laughed reading that, but homemade guillotine, to have enough drive and ambition to create a homemade guillotine and not find a reason for living in the process is startling to me. I tell you what, if I set out to make a homemade guillotine, I guarantee you, if I set out to make a homemade guillotine to kill myself and successfully made a homemade guillotine, I would be so affirmed by my creation that I would delay the ritual. I'd be like, look at that. I made that. Look, it works. I would try it on a carrot first, move up from there, put an eggplant in there or something, maybe a pumpkin. Boy, if it went right through a pumpkin, I would live forever. Be like, look at that thing. It just halved that pumpkin. Wow. I made that. Showing all my friends, putting it on my Insta. Share, like. All right, here we go. Column 3. We're getting through these. Massive explosions rock Russia in drone attack on power stations. Putin critic jailed for 25 years and harshest anti-war ruling yet. All right, I want to see how much damage these drones did. Let's watch the video. Let's do this.
Get your first month of Glow Fiber Internet free.
Glow
Visit
Fiber rocks.
glowfiber.com to switch today.
God, listen to the music. It's a disco inferno.
Letter duct taped to the door. It told us that we'd be fined, $1,500 a day.
Oh, God, it just clicks right to, it's like 10 seconds long and then goes right to the next one. That was like a disco inferno, though. They were partying down while the power plant burned. Thousands are understood to have been left without power. I like that. I like the grammar there. I gotta say, I like that. Thousands are understood to have been left without power. Well said. Well said. All right, simmer. We're huge fans of well-strung words. LADA probes actor Armie Hammer. What a name. Armie Hammer. LADA probes actor. Sorry about that, Armie. What did you do, dude? Besides have a really cool name. Armie Hammer. Man. I feel like I don't know what to say about. There's something about that name that just seems like a sort of weak badass name, especially if it's spelled I-E. Army Hammer. I feel like making inappropriate jokes about that. Meet the elite couples breeding to save mankind. Oh, thank gosh. Yes, don't worry, kids. The elite couples are out there breeding to save us all. It's really cool. Here they are. Take a look at them. Thank goodness. Oh, yeah, clearly. A mom and one of the progeny. What are we looking at here? At the beginning of March, Aria Babu quit her job at a think tank to dedicate herself to something most people have never heard of. Having worked in public policy for several years, the 26-year-old Londoner had come to an alarming realization about the future of the UK, the world, and the human species. It became clear to me that people wanted more children than they were having, Babu says. Considering this is such a massive part of people's lives, the fact that they were not able to fulfill this want was clearly indicative of that something was wrong. The new focus of Babu's career is a philosophy known as pronatalism, literally meaning pro-birth. Its core tenet is deceptively simple. Our future depends on having enough children, and yet life in developed countries has become hostile to this basic biological imperative. Linked to the subcultures of rationalism and effective altruism, EA for short. Duh. Oh, EA. And bolstered by declining birth rates, it has been gaining currency in Silicon Valley and the wider tech industry, especially its more conservative corners. I've been in various text threads with technology entrepreneurs who share that view. There are really smart people that have real concern around this, says Ben Lam, a Texas biotech entrepreneur whose company Colossal is developing artificial wombs and other reproductive tech or repro tech, that could boost future fertility. Artificial wombs. I'm just saying. We are quite familiar with the pro-natalist movement and are supporters of it. Look at them. Oh God, I look like I'm in the family photo, and they had me. Hey, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hello. Good to see you. Thanks for having me. Oh, I'm such a huge fan of this philosophy. I wouldn't exist without it. Yes, that's another weird story. Thank you for your service, you two. Now get back to it. Get back to work. Oh, my God. All right, where are we? 2 New York residents arrested for running secret Chinese police station. Whoa! God, I feel like that. Colonel Bruce, good afternoon, good morning. 2 New York residents arrested for running secret Chinese police station. And they would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for those meddling kids. God, I want to click on this so bad, but all these stories don't tell you what the hell is going on until the 3rd paragraph. It's something about advertising. I'm not sure how that works. But apparently each of these stories needs us to hang out on this page for at least 2 minutes. Too long. At least 2 minutes too long. Oh, there's a video. Let's go. Let's do it.
Expect more from your internet provider. Glow
I
Fiber
do.
delivers the area's best internet through
Glow
advanced
Fiber's
fiber optic
crushing
technology.
today.
Plus,
Here we go.
It's
Originals.
aiming at silencing the community, silencing dissent, making sure that people are afraid enough, that they literally stated multiple times
God,
over the past months, over the past
That was fascinating video right there with Xi passing by. What is going on behind him?
years, we will hunt you down wherever, silencing dissent, making sure that people are afraid enough.
What is going on back there? This video's working in a way I've never seen before. It's pretty neat, but frustrating. I pause it and it goes to this palette of options. But that doesn't even look real behind them. It looks like one thing like duplicated many times, but it's a fascinating image. It almost looks like one of those pictures that you look at and squint or whatever, and a dinosaur pops out of it or something.
That they literally stated multiple times over the past months, over the past years, we will hunt you down wherever you are. So that's a clear message to anyone.
There's a similar image. Yeah, I could tell it was green screen, but I couldn't tell what the image behind him was. But look at that. It's just a lot of incredible uniformity.
Seeking to leave China, or already having left
Oh my
China,
goodness.
that you're not safe anywhere. Our latest investigation, 110 Overseas, China's transnational policing gone wild, documents one specific campaign operated by a couple of counties within China using illegal methods to target, approach, and persuade individuals abroad to return to China against their will. Illegal methods which included threatening, harassment of their family members, relatives back home, but also the use of individuals linked to the United Front operating in so-called overseas police stations everywhere in the world, across the 5 continents, to assist in these illegal policing operations against Chinese overseas. The particular campaign to counter telecom fraud, or at least that is what they call it, has brought back 230,000 individuals between April 2021 and July of this year, according to official numbers released by the Ministry of Public Security.
What a
in China.
trip.
So obviously we're talking huge numbers. So we started looking into this specific campaign carried out by a couple of provinces, a couple of counties in particular. And we came across the fact that they're now, using the kind of United Front network that we know exists around the world, but that, the Ministry of Public Security, the local county public security bureaus are building on this existing framework to set up these kind of overseas, well, not kind of, literally overseas police service centers that can be used and have been used. So this is obviously completely illegal. This is no regular international police cooperation, which obviously there's very strict rules. These have been set up without any knowledge of local.
So is this just a tangential story? Feels like it's two different. The headline's different than this story. This story is talking about how China has police all around the world bringing Chinese people back to China. Is that what I'm gathering? But then the story itself is about 2 New Yorkers posing as these foreign Chinese police. Am I getting my brain around this? It is early for me. My brain isn't working yet.
Local authorities without any requests. I think it also shows how brazen the CCP is getting, and how little regard they have, I would say, for other governments. When they talk about non-interference, this is a kind of non-interference, I guess, that the CCP likes to boast about, which obviously it's in violation of international law, it's in violation of territorial sovereignty. So on these 230...
Yeah, the CCP is next level on so many levels. The FBI and federal prosecutors announced Monday the arrests of 2 New York residents who allegedly ran an undisclosed Chinese government police station in Manhattan's Chinatown neighborhood. Oh, they're Chinese Americans. Lu Zhangwang and Chen Jinping have been charged with conspiring to act as agents of China's government, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York. Brian Peace, the U.S. Attorney. Now there is a name. Brian Peace. I need to know more about this person. The U.S. Attorney for that office said China's Ministry of Public Security, the MPS, of course, has repeatedly and flagrantly violated our nation's sovereignty, including by opening and operating a police station in the middle of New York City. 2 miles from our office, just across the Brooklyn Bridge, this nondescript office building in the heart of bustling Chinatown in Lower Manhattan has a dark secret. Until several months ago, an entire floor of this building hosted an undeclared police station of the Chinese National Police. Now, just imagine the NYPD opening an undeclared secret police station in Beijing. It would be unthinkable. That's fascinating. Holy moly. Interesting indeed. Social media imposters pose constant nightmare for stars, public figures. That's only going to get worse. Haunted by insurrection, Lula in hurry to change Brazil. All right, well, remember to breathe, Lula. Remember to breathe, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. Let it out. Anheuser-Busch launches patriotic ad campaign after massive backlash. I was thinking about using the hotline to talk about the Bud Light controversy. I don't know how to use the hotline yet. That's why it's not up. I don't know how to do it. I want to do it. I feel like a hotline will be a great thing, but I don't know. Like not having a producer, it would be rough. I'd be in the middle of a moment and the thing would ring and I'd be scrambling to get to the browser to answer it. Then I'd have to get my phone out. And then the hardest part is getting the phone to my mouth. It's actually maybe impossible, but we'll see. I love this. We were in the grocery store the other day, and there was somebody in there that had a grocery cart that was completely full of Bud Light. And we were like, well, there's one of two possibilities happening here before our eyes. This is one of two types of people. Couldn't tell. Could have gone either way. Could have gone either way. Young people avoid facing their finances more than ever. That makes me feel young. That, right? We don't care about that kind of stuff, man. We're just living life. Carbs, red meat driving global rise in type 2 diabetes. Boy, I go from resembling one remark to the next. There's bits of me strewn all through these headlines. All right. Well, we made it through the drudge. We might be about done for the day. Is it time to dance? Frogville Studios reporting in, one of our gumshoes out there. There are several Chinese police stations in the USA. I'd never heard of that before, but I believe it. I'm not as impressed by this aggregated news map as I probably should be. It never works well for me. Oh, look how sweet this soul is. You can just see it in his eyes. I hate that story. And there's a story that was in the headlines over the weekend that I'm glad wasn't in there today because I didn't want to talk about it. But I'm not saying anybody needs to be outraged, but if you do, check out the story about the guy that died in jail in Alabama recently. I think it was Alabama. Horrific conditions, just unfathomable conditions. It's just knowing that there are jails in that kind of condition, that we're holding human beings in there, is enough to make you realize this. It upsets me so much I don't even know what to say. Horrific, inexcusable. What are we doing? Who are we? I am curious whether or not this defamation lawsuit will be live on air, but we'll YouTube some highlights. See what the coverage is. Apparently that starts tomorrow. DeSantis floats building prison on land next to Disney World. I don't know. For DeSantis to go to war with Disney World in Florida, does that bode well for his president? I mean, could you really be pleasing a smaller group of people than with that kind of stuff? I mean, I can sort of understand the go woke, go broke mob, but I can't imagine wanting to please them at the sake of ruining everything. But, you know, it is 2023 in the year of our Lord. Well, so far, it seems like The Drudge does a pretty good job covering everything the other places are doing. Maybe I'll just stick with The Drudge. I like seeing the end goal with the 3 columns, and we're moving through it. Like, oh, we've almost made it. And then the news hounds, you guys, can be the supplement. Oh, I didn't see this story in there. You should take a look at this. Post a link in the chat, and we'll go down whatever rabbit holes you send us down. But as for today, Monday, April 17th, 2023, looks like we again have survived the news, and I say we should celebrate. Let's dance. Anybody ready to dance? I'm ready to dance.
I'm back in my body, back behind my eyes. I'm back in control, I'm ready to drive. Back behind the wheel, are you ready to ride off into a field of road, into the night, into the
Oh, you got to use the Percy percentage sign prompt.
into the night, into the night.
Whoa, really? Share the link. Share the link.
If empty's your well, if broken's your cup, well, I'm just back from hell.
It worked.
I'll pick you up. Let go your hand here. I'll hold on tight. The light is a trick. Let's go into the night. Into the night. Into the night. Into the night. It's still in the corner, it's still in the park, it's still in the morning, it's still where you are. It's still up your alley, it's still out of sight. It's still now, shall we? Yes, into the night. Into the night. Into the night. Into the night.
You guys are beautiful.
I'm back in my body, back behind my eyes. I'm back in control, I'm ready to drive. Back behind the wheel, are you ready to ride off into a field of road, into the night. Into the night. Into the night. Into the night.
See you tomorrow. Keep the faith. Stay strong. Be good. Give them heaven. Go get them, Tigers. Good work, news hounds.
You might want to head for the hills. I wake homeless with a toothache. I wake fired with a stack of bills. It's my chance to be bitter, and there's plenty to be bitter about. I wake wise to the wicked ways of the world, and I snarl and I grimace and pout. I wake up early in the morning